Here we are, configuring Active Directory. If you haven't restarted your server since we added the Active Directory domain services, please restart it now. If you are ready to go, once Server Manager is done loading, you should see this little warning sign. We want to go down to promote this server to a domain controller. We've installed Active Directory domain services, but now we need to configure it. Very rarely are you going to get to do what we're going to do now, which is add a new forest and start a whole domain on your own. Almost always, you're going to add a domain controller to an existing domain. Almost always. I was fortunate at the very beginning of my career to be able to do this with several businesses. They didn't have servers, so I was able to install a bunch of them from scratch. It was good. Good experience. Okay, we're doing business.local for our domain name, our root domain name. Next. Our directory services restore mode password is just going to be password 01. Normally you'd make this a little better password. This is only used if directory services goes completely out of control and you have to restore from a backup. Rarely does that happen. In fact, it's never happened to me. I've never had to do a directory services restore. I've been fortunate. There is no delegation that can be created because we don't have DNS set up yet. So we'll next on by this one. The NetBIOS name is an old name back when Microsoft used NetBIOS as their name resolution and NetBEUI as their network protocol. That's ancient stuff. Microsoft still has it in here just in case you have an old program that needs it. I haven't run into anything that actually needs NetBIOS for quite some time. Everything we do is TCP/IP. This is the default location for everything. No reason to change it. We do next. Here's what we're wanting to do. We'll click next again. We do a prereq check just to make sure everybody's happy. Earlier when I was doing this, I had forgotten to reboot my server, and it came up and said, oh, you can't do this. All right, well, we know about this one. We do not have a DNS server configured yet, so this is not going to come up. Everything else completed just fine. We're going to click install, and this will take some time. So you probably want to do something else while this is doing its work. Notice that when you log into your server this time, it says business/administrator. That's our domain. There are no longer any local accounts on this server. We only have domain accounts, which are part of the business.local. And in this case, this is just a shortcut calling it business. Next step, let's install DHCP in the next video.